see my gray streak? I think it's pretty cool. I think a lot of people freak out about getting older. Especially barren women. And you know, it's understandable why. But I think that a lot of these people, they don't really have much going for them. They don't really have a strong sense of purpose. I think that for a long time I was really messed up because I knew that I had a purpose, but I couldn't figure out what to do. And yeah, I think that what you're seeing right now, especially with the Zoomer generation, a lot of these people just don't know how to handle all the empty time, you know? They don't know how to fill the space with something other than distractions. And oh no, I guess I don't have that issue because I always think. Like, what that says to me is that, like, you have an inability to think. Because if there's stuff that you can think about, that fills your time, you know? And if you're passionate about the stuff that you think about, that will motivate you to do something with it, you know? I have all these books that I haven't read, and whenever I think about reading them, I get excited. And that's it, you know? I wish that there was actually, like, more time in my day that I could devote to learning. And it's unfortunate that it's like we have to focus on survival and shit, you know? But yeah, I think that a lot of people are bored because they don't know how to fill their time with things that make them fulfilled, you know, like if they don't have a sense of purpose. I have this I don't want to call it a theory. That's probably what it is. I think a lot of people in the future are going to commit suicide because of that lack of purpose. And when they pay closer attention to, like, how shitty their world is, when that reality is juxtaposed with their lack of purpose, that is what's going to motivate them to off themselves. But I always knew that the world was a shitty-ass place. And I always knew that I had a purpose. I just didn't know what it was for a long time. So I guess the knowledge of the world being so bad, along with my, sense of purpose or sense of duty to the world, like, I might talk about suicide, but I'm not in that place anymore. I definitely don't have this headspace of like, oh, well, what does it matter if I do that? Because I think that it would matter a lot. And yeah, I think that there's like a major lack of effort that most people exhibit, and that's why they're not satisfied with anything. Because I think on some level, like, and this is why they reflexively get so defensive about bad decisions that they make. It's like they know, I think on some level they do know that they can do better. And if you point it out to them, they're naturally going to get upset with you because you're reminding them that they're not living up to their full potential. And so, yeah. God, why am I wearing this coat? It's like so funny. I've always known that, like, things were bad in relation to, the economy and the culture, especially the culture. And so trusting that politicians would make it better, or trusting that, oh, if I just do this, this, and this, then I'll be happy. And it's like you have to do stuff that really, really matters to you. You have to do stuff that sometimes it only matters to you, or it matters to only you, rather. And I think that if you have that, the reason why people get so, like, offended by that, like, I've received a lot of mean comments from people that really, really, really want me to take their opinion seriously. And I think it genuinely offends them that I don't. That I don't care. I'm not doing this so that I can please anybody. People pleasers are losers. They're total losers. And they can't accept the fact that they lost their ability to gain their parents' approval. And so they're going to spend the rest of their life trying to please people that typically will never be satisfied with anything they do anyway. But I wish that people would realize that they have self-worth without the approval of other people. So in a way, it's a luxury that I was adopted. Like, it's a luxury that I was first rejected on Thanksgiving Day and then adopted, and the black sheep of my family. And it's a luxury that I have schizophrenia, because I know that approval doesn't mean anything, and I know that
it's not going to matter. Like in the long run, it doesn't matter at all. In the short run, it might matter. You know, like in high school, or in any group setting, it seems like it matters at the time, but it really doesn't. Like if you look back on it and you really reflect on these things, these social settings, and the types of people that you thought were so important, like they really weren't that important. They really weren't important at all, you know? I don't know. I think that if anybody is going to consistently complain that somebody else is not doing what they want them to do, like that person clearly has their own personal issues that they need to resolve. Because, you know, I've always paid a lot of attention to American behavior, and it's never made any sense to me. And so I strive to do the opposite of what most Americans do because it disgusts me, something fierce. And one of those things that they obsess about is what other people think. And, you know, it used to really bother me if people had an issue with me or I rubbed somebody the wrong way, but then I realized that, like, it's kind of the nature of my personality. Not that I'm intentionally doing that, but when you're, I hate to say this word, but when you're like an individual that is clearly like following your own path and I mean, you might be swayed to do certain things for a particular period of time, but not for very long. Yeah, that's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way, especially like in this country, because, you know, this country is based on assimilation, not individuality. So individuality really is like not conducive with Western civilization. That's more of like an Ayn Rand kind of perspective. Maybe I should read her. But I don't know. I need to read. That's my biggest problem that I have with myself, is that I don't read enough. Like, I read a lot of articles, like scientific articles and stuff like that, but I don't want to stare at screens because it's just, it rots my fucking brain. It hurts my eyes, it hurts my head, it hurts my soul. I feel like my soul is getting sucked out. But, yeah. I'm looking forward to this drug fest.